Hi, Chanel Friedman here with Usborne Books and More, and I wanted to briefly show you some of our nonfiction books that Usborne Publishing comes out with. If you did not know, Usborne Publishing is actually the leader in nonfiction books for children, and you will start to see why when I look inside some of these books. Starting right up at the top, my first reference book about our world. There are several books in this series, and this one is for a toddler through early elementary. This is a reference book for children about the world. It goes through in this section and talks about where children live in, from their house and their neighborhood, their country, their continent, the earth, and then the solar system. It is full of illustrations, a gorgeous book, great interaction throughout the book, and easily explaining things to children, but not dumbing them down, giving them the information. Next, we have our series of Peek Inside books. And these are the first in our Flap series. This is Peek Inside Animal Homes. We also have Peek Inside Space, and there are several others. And Peek Inside books are basically the very first Flap books for toddlers and preschoolers. Now, don't be afraid of a good flap book, parents, because these are very durable flaps. And they present real information to children in here with very, very vivid illustrations. These are just gorgeous books. They have little holes in here so they can peek and see what's going on. Next in the Flap series is a Lift the Flap First Question and Answers. What Makes It Rain is a great one. How do flowers grow? And then How Do I See? These are brilliant books that take subjects like raining or flowers growing and explains it to children, because they think of these things and they have these kinds of questions in their mind. And so it presents this information easy to understand. Giving them the flaps actually will help a child retain the information. You will never believe it, but my 2-year-old actually reads through some of these books and then tells me what's going on. She really understands what's going on. Next is Look Inside series. Here's a look inside how computers work. Look inside the jungle. This Look Inside How Computers Work, very, very popular. If you have a child who is interested at all in science or computers in here, this one is so interactive and so cool. There are flaps on this page that explain things about a computer. This whole thing comes out so they can see kind of a motherboard situation. Moving on in our Flap series, we have a Lift the Flap Computers and Coding. This one's another really popular one. This goes through computers, but also like the process of coding. Very interesting, very pertinent information right now for children. This is one of our most popular, See Inside Your Body. There's a whole bunch of See Inside books, but this one in particular is very, very popular. It sells out several times a year. Gives you the different systems in here. Look at how brilliant and colorful these illustrations are. There are flaps throughout, and it explains this stuff to children just so well and is so beautiful. These are all hardcover books too, very durable. Up in this corner, I don't want to forget 100 Things to Know About Science and 100 Things to Know About Space. These will entertain your child forever. It is basically little tidbits of information, in this case about science, that gives them all these interesting facts. Your kid will come up to you later and, Mom, did you know, blah, blah, blah. They just sit and they read these things for hours. Great for an older child who's maybe just interested in knowing information. And then we have some great history books. This is the Usborne Encyclopedia of World History, and this comes with internet links. And what that means is you can turn basically to any page, and these are great supplements to have as your child goes through and learns about the various different times in our history. Every page is well thought out. Every page has brilliant illustrations in them. And then the great part is you can actually go to a website and you can type in this case, page 82 and 83, and it will go through and it will give you more information of internet links that you can go to that are safe and good for kids. Sometimes you need something for a class project, right? And you're not sure where to go for research, and you don't want your kid just looking online. This is a valuable resource to have this book in your home. This came out a couple seasons ago, and it is also really cool. It's Timelines of World History. And what this is it is a side-by-side timeline. In this page, we've got the 16th century of Europe and Asia and Africa and the Americas, and what was going on in each one of those times in history. I really like this book because it's really fun to reference those things. And I don't think often we get to look at like, okay, well, if World War II was going on, what was going on in some of the countries that weren't affected by it? So really great book, and great resource to have in your home. This series is amazing, okay? These are nonfiction books that children who are maybe reluctant readers really are drawn to. I'll show you the titles. We have Special Forces, Extreme Sports, Drones, Artificial Intelligence, and Deadly Animals. What you have inside here are really vibrant illustrations, really great chunks of information. This is a great book to read if your child maybe isn't as drawn to fiction books but needs to be reading books for school. These are awesome because just the presentation of the information, so pertinent to what they're interested in, and then gives illustrations, real life facts. Oh, these are just very popular and great to have. Back here, this is our series of big books. So we have Big Book of the Body and Big Book of Big Machines. There are several others that I have in this series. Big Book of Stars and Planets. And lastly, this is a Big Book of Bugs. What I love about these, and you can start these from a toddler all the way up to an early elementary child, they have chunks of information in them again. But this one is presenting just a big book with full page pullouts. That's what's great about all of these books. There's so much information. They are going to read this time and time again. Don't worry, parents, that you don't have to necessarily read every single section in here with your child, but these are gorgeous books. They are just amazing, and I'm always so impressed with the information that they provide for children and just how beautiful they are. They are, again, hardback books too. If you have any questions about any of these books that you've seen, feel free to leave a comment in this section below and I will give you more information.